Very interesting. Please listen.
The head of the U.S. General Services Administration, Emily Murphy, continues to deny any funds to the Biden campaign for purposes of a transition. Joe Biden's rather presumptuous quote-unquote transition team even threatened legal action against her if Murphy refuses to give them the money and facilitate a transition. Joe Biden, however, is not president-elect. He hasn't been elected president, no matter what the national left-wing media, the radical Dems, the rhinos, and almost everyone in the deep state try to tell you. Murphy has legal precedents to follow, as well as the law. In 2000, the head of the GSA under Bill Clinton denied George W. Bush any transition funding until mid-December. And we just want to salute Emily Murphy for enforcing the law and making judgments in the interest of the nation. We salute you. Joining us now, Harmeet Dillon, a member of the 2020 Trump Advisory Council, national co-chair of Lawyers for Trump. Great to have you with us, Harmeet. I think I said the attorneys for Trump. I misspoke, and I want to apologize to all of the attorneys out there who want to be differentiated from lawyers, I suppose. But it's great to have you here. This is a hell of a battle. It's starting to warm up. The president is obviously, he's on his charger ready to ride. And here we go. You have been in the fight for days now. You've got an immense task before you, just an organization, for crying out loud. How is the fight going, and where is the country in the vote count right now, as far as you can tell?
Well, the fight is going well, Lou. There are a lot of lawyers around the country energized and volunteering. Several lawyers from my firm have done that, and I have been busy 18 hours or 20 hours a day sending volunteer lawyers to different places to do different tasks, some online, screening allegations of fraud, and some getting ready to go participate in recounts. Some are involved in litigation. So I think we're doing well, and we have significant allegations in multiple states. Now, what the Democrats are trying to do is gaslight us and our supporters by saying, first, there's no evidence of any fraud. Second, there's no evidence of any substantial fraud. Then they say, after we present that evidence, there's no evidence of substantial fraud that would affect the outcome of the election. Well, fraud is not the only issue, Lou. We have some significant issues involving whether ballots can or should be counted after the date of the election, even though the Pennsylvania legislature did not change that law, and other issues like that, miscounting, systematic problems with machines that verify signatures and so forth. So with all of those issues, we definitely are in the game in several of these states to turn the outcome. And by the way, some of the states haven't even been called or finished their counting yet. So I feel good about that, and we can give it our all over the next few days. And everybody's doing that as far as I can tell. So, at some point, we will resolve one of these states after the other, and at some point we will have an outcome here, but it is quite premature and presumptuous, as you said, for the former vice president to declare victory, begin measuring the drapes, and hiring staff. It's a little bit early for that.
And it's also a little bit presumptuous of the national left-wing media and the Associated Press to decide they will be the ones who are the arbiters of who is president-elect. What's your reaction to the role of the media here?
Well, they should stay in their lane, but as you know, Lou, in the last 4 years, the media has been very much partisan, very much arrayed against our president, and taking an oversized role. And now they're even doing things like calling out supporters of the president and/or calling out senators who refuse to congratulate Joe Biden on his premature calls for victory. That's what CNN screens are being taken up with today. And so they're really going over the line, and they lost all credibility, most members of the media, and they need to get back into their place. Look, in 2000, everybody gave Al Gore the time and the space to go through his legal challenges, and as he put it repeatedly, this isn't about his race, this is about the integrity of elections, and this is about American confidence in the integrity of those elections. And so justice determines that we play those out.
Let the Republicans just be straight up about it. You know, the Democratic Party defined itself immediately in the hours after the election in 2016. It was hashtag resist all the way. That has been their purpose. This time they said through Nancy Pelosi, through Hillary Clinton, don't concede, Joe, no matter what. And now they want to heal. Why the hell don't the Republicans just put up, R as in Republican, R as in resist, and resist like hell?
So
I'm tired of watching the Republican. Yeah.
We had a call earlier today with all of the members of the RNC, and Rana told us about all of the litigation. So we have a huge litigation effort going on. Nobody is conceding. Nobody is giving in. Nobody in the core of the Republican Party is out of step with the president. What you see is a few rhinos, like you pointed out, and other people who are part of this culture of lobbyists and PACs and all of that, who have their eye on the next paycheck. But the core of the party, look, this is the Trump party right now, and 70 million plus Americans voted for him, and we are all entitled to a fair call of this election.
You know, one of the things that people forget, and watching the Judiciary Committee hearing today, watching Andrew McCabe, shame on any Republican who forgets what they've done to this party, they being the deep state, the radical Dems, and the insidious politics of personal destruction. This is the party of hate. And to come out with cute words at the end of it, I wish Republicans, particularly Republican leaders at the RNC level, governors, I wish they would just start calling it like it is, because this is an election that people know the Democrats really, really want to steal. And to the degree that is made possible through passivity and some sort of bizarre need on the part of Republicans, I'm not a psychologist, but there's something wrong with folks who just have to be approved against standards of nicety that I just can't comprehend. I don't think most Americans can. There's 71 million people who voted for this president who deserve one hell of a fight from everybody.
That's right. I agree with you completely, Lou. And what people need to understand is that if we roll over and play dead or let the Democrats just scratch our bellies like obedient dogs, we can count on never winning an election again in this country and never being taken seriously. And so we need to fight. We need to make sure that the election results are certified correctly, and we need to root out any evidence and examples of fraud. For senators like Cory Booker and others to say there's no evidence of widespread fraud. How much fraud is too much fraud for the Democrats? There should be no fraud in our elections, and we need to make sure that it never happens again. We already have a lot of evidence of fraud that's been filed in court, but beyond that, there are other legal arguments, Lou. So please, all your viewers should know that the Republican Party is continuing to fight, and we're going to fight until this is fully determined.
And everylegalvote.com, Harmeet, those citizens making up that coalition are doing amazing work. They deserve both the interest and support, I believe, of Republicans. Check it out if you will. The site just went live today. Harmeet Dillon, give them hell, please. I know you will.
Thank you, Lou.
Harmeet, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it. Whatever happened to Hunter Biden?